So as you set up, take a deep breath in and take a deep breath out. If you haven't closed the eyes, please feel free to do so. And just start to connect with you and your mat, feeling that body touching the floor, the ground below you. And then take another deep breath in, another deep breath out. And then start to lengthen the spine here. So if you're laying down, you're going to feel a slight tuck of the chin to lengthen out the neck. You might start to feel the pelvic starting to kind of shift a little so that low back gets a little bit lower down towards the mat, pushing that tailbone forward. If the feet are lengthened, you might even feel a slight push through those feet. And if you're in a seated posture, you're going to feel your tailbone, your legs grounding down as you start to lengthen through the spine, feeling that head reaching up towards the ceiling. And you might also slightly tuck the chin. And no matter whether you're laying or you're sitting, start to soften the body. Begin to let go of tension in the forehead. Start to soften the eyes. And really relax the jaw, creating some space between that top and bottom row of teeth. Soften and relax the shoulders down and away from the ears. Soften the hands and the feet if they're gripping or tight. And then start to draw your awareness inward. And when you do that, see if you can start to connect with your breath, just following the natural flow at the moment. As you've connected with the breath, now begin to deepen your inhale. And then really deepen and let go through the exhale. And just follow this deepening and lengthening of your breath. Continue the flow in and out. And keep breathing deep. But notice how your awareness is focused on the breath. If it starts to wander or go somewhere else, see if you can redirect it back to the breath. And just continue to do this. And through practice, your awareness on the breath becomes easy. And this helps you to stay in the present. And now create just a little bit of abdominal engagement by drawing your belly, your navel up and back towards the spine. As you create this little bit of engagement, a little bit of effort here, see if you have to relax the shoulders, the hands, the jaw. Sometimes we tighten it as we engage an area. And then see if you can come back to a deepened breath, knowing that it just might not be as deep, but that's okay. Stay focused and aware and in the body, in the present moment. One more deep breath, and then draw your hands into a prayer. The hands coming together and the thumbs finding the chest. The shoulders are a little tense. It's okay to just press the palms against the heart, chest. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, just fully release. And begin to set your intention for today. Finding a word, a phrase, a dedication, a sankalpa. And don't feel rushed if you're still trying to find it. Take a moment. But once you have found it, repeat it back to yourself and seal it into your heart space so it can be here with you. It can follow you through your practice. And once it's there and you're ready, release your arms. Begin to open the eyes back to the room when you're ready. And if you're sitting up, just come down to a laying position. And as you come down, give yourself a little room. So if there's anything around you, just make sure that you have a little space. And then draw your arms up and overhead. Lengthen the legs if the knees are bent. And begin to point the toes. Reach the hands back. Feeling the body being pulled from one end to the other. Exhale, start to draw your arms down, softening shoulders, tucking the chin. And then draw the toes to point up so you're engaging the feet. Good, do this again. So it's a full body stretch, reaching the arms, pointing the toes. Just kind of feel your body being pulled from different directions. And then exhale, just as you did last time, arms down, softening the shoulders, tucking the chin, and engaging the feet. One last time. So give yourself that stretch you really crave, you really need. Breathe deep. Good. And then exhale, gently release. Arms down, toes back up. Tuck the chin. Good. Take a moment to just notice how the body's feeling. And then draw the arms out into a T-like position. As they come out to that T, kind of gaze over and make sure you're creating a nice straight line from the finger into the shoulder, from the opposite shoulder out to the opposite finger. Good. Allow the hands to be down, but don't grip the hands. Just gently spread them so it's a little bit of engagement through those hands. Start to bend your knees so the feet come onto the mat and then walk them wide. As they come wide, they might find the long edges, they might go a little further or be a little closer in. Spread and lift those toes and then release them so you're feeling the whole foot. Draw the core gently in. Exhale, knees will lower to the right as you start to gaze maybe over to the left. If it's too much for the neck, maybe just use the eyes to gently gaze to the left so you're also stretching those eyes. They need it too. Inhale, come back to center, knees and head. Realign, re-engage, make sure your feet are still wide. And then exhale, knees to the left, gaze to the right. Take a deep breath and start to move through these movements of windshield wipes at your own pace. Coming back to center with the knees and the head, realigning, readjusting. And exhaling, knees will go in one direction as the gaze goes in the opposite. Good, one more movement side to side. And the next time your knees go to the right, do not feel rushed to get here, but just allow yourself to then come into a place of stillness. And in this place of stillness, I ask just to find your effort and your ease. So if there's areas where you're creating tension, shoulder, jaw, relax them. If there's areas you need to add a little extra effort, maybe it's through the core, through the thighs, add that in. And breathe deep. Good, one more deep breath, come back up to center. Realign, re-engage. And then come into the opposite direction. Once you get there, again, find that effort, find that ease. Good, one more breath, come back to center. Walk the feet closer. As the feet come closer, then draw the knees in towards the chest. Wrap the arms around, give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze. And then when you're ready, draw the head back down if you lifted it up and just start to rock side to side. Little gentle movements just to feel the muscles coming on and off of the back on the mat. And you might notice where there's tension. So try to breathe through it. Try to release it the best you can. Good, then come back to center, coming to stillness. Engage the feet gently and draw the arms back out at T. Start to lift the ankles up so that they start to become in line with the knees. You'll probably start to just see your big toes. Good. Take your right hand, see if you can cross the body to grab a hold of the left thigh, and slowly use that hand to help guide those legs over to the right. As those legs come over to the right, draw the arm back out at T. See if you can actively draw that left shoulder down. And just like in windshield wipes, see if you can gaze over to the left. Good. Now, your palm is probably face down with the left hand. See if you can flip it up.
And then let your hand start to trace the floor. As it does, it's going to begin to go up and overhead. And you're going to start to then be able to cross it over on top of your right hand. And see if you can go just a little bit further so you're stretching that shoulder. Good. Gently trace the floor again to help draw that arm back out to T. Allow the head to follow. You can flip the palms back down if that's more comfortable. Sometimes it just helps through the rotation. And then instead of drawing both legs up, lift your left leg up first. Activate the foot, draw the core in. Now lift the right leg up to meet the left. Good, so a little different. Re-engage, check back in, little core. Left hand now crosses, finding the right thigh. Let it help guide that side, or the legs over to that side. So now you're over to your left. The arms then come back out to T, and maybe see if you can gaze to the right. Try to actively draw that shoulder down. Flip the palm up. Trace the floor with the hand, letting it come over and onto that left arm, left hand, maybe going a little bit further to stretch the shoulder. Breathe deep. Tracing the floor, the arm comes back out to T. Let the head just follow. You can flip the palms if that helps. Activate the feet and lift the right thigh and foot up first. Then the left to meet. Good. Draw the core in, realign, re-engage. So you're just going to do this going side to side. So when you're ready, right hand guides the legs over to the right. Once the legs get there, the arms come back out to T. You can gaze at the opposite arm. Then trace the floor so the hands and arms stack. Don't feel rushed, but when you're ready, draw the arms back out to T by tracing that floor. Then lift that top leg up first, then the bottom leg. Good. Always realign and re-engage before moving to the next side. And just allow yourself to explore the movements. If you get lost, pause, come back, and start again. One more movement side to side. Don't feel rushed. Take your time. The next time you stack the body and you come onto your right side, come into that place of stillness where the arms are stacked, the legs are stacked. You can breathe deep. One more deep breath. Bring those arms back out to T. Actively try to draw that left shoulder down or that opposite shoulder, depending on which side you're on. Breathe deep. The gaze can look towards that left arm if that's comfortable. Engage the core, engage the feet. Lift that top leg up and pause here. Draw your opposite leg in so both legs meet. Wrap the arms around, give yourself a little hug. If you want a quick little wrap, do so, but you won't be here for long. We're doing the next side. So when you're ready, arms back out at T, ankles in line with the knees. Draw the core gently in. Allow your body to stack on the left side. Draw the arms back out at T. Pause here, but actively try to draw that opposite shoulder down. Breathe deep. Draw that top leg up and pause. Engage the foot, breathe deep, draw the core in. Good, one more deep breath, draw that opposite leg in. Draw the knees in, wrap the arms around. You can lift the head up if you want, draw it back down, sorry, and then rock side to side. Notice how different the body feels. Good. And coming to center, keep the knees in, either have the arms around or back out at T. You're just gonna go in a circular motion around the hips with those knees. So just start to go around those hips. Circle slowly going around. So if you notice, you start to speed up, just slow it down and breathe deep. Good. The next time those knees come in towards the chest, slow the movement. And then go in the opposite direction. Don't let that movement become too fast. So breathe deep. And just notice how different it feels just by switching directions. Good. One more movement and then draw those knees back in. You can wrap the arms back around if you want a little squeeze. But when you're ready, either rock on up, roll to one side, or a little mixture just to come on up to a seated posture. Now, if you're having sensitive knees today, grab a blanket or you can add extra padding, but come to tabletop position. So once you set up, knees in your hips, and then wrists are going to be drawn right underneath of the shoulders. Look back and make sure that you don't see the toes kind of touching, but those ankles are kind of in line with those knees. The tops of the feet are grounded. Relax the shoulders, shrug them away from the ears. But broaden the shoulders, so you're going to feel the hands spread a little bit. Good. Draw the core gently in. Tuck the chin, round the spine, push the hands away from the mat. Good. Now draw the core in, but also start to draw the shoulders together onto the back. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine. Good. Inhale, draw the shoulders together. Draw the core in. Good. Do those movements just a few more times. We call this cat and cow. The next time you tuck the chin and you round the spine, gently go back, drawing the hips towards your heels into a child's pose. Don't hold the head up, so allow it to gently come down the best it can, maybe even using the hands for the head to rest on. But just come into a place where you can soften and release into your child's pose. Good. Inhale, come back up to hands and knees. Good. Draw the shoulders together. Draw the core in. Draw the shoulders away, tucking the chin, rounding the spine. This time, draw your toes together and let your knees come wide. As they come wide, tuck that chin back in. If you lost it, lower your hips back towards your heels into a wide leg child's pose. And notice how different that feels. Soften and release. Maybe now you can come a little bit closer down to the mat. Good. Come back up to hands and knees. Drawing knees back underneath the hips. Good. All right, so just kind of notice how the shoulders are feeling, how the hips are feeling, how the body's feeling. You're going to begin to curl your toes, draw the core in, shift your weight back. So you're going to feel a stretch maybe through the toes, through the arch of the foot. Then hover the knees, pause, breathe deep. Then push up, hips going towards the ceiling. Then push the chest back towards those thighs as the knees start to straighten. Pedal out those heels, you're in a downward dog. Notice how it feels. Good. Now draw your knees back down onto the mat. Uncurl the toes, toes together, knees wide. Tuck the chin, round the spine, go back into that child's pose. Maybe notice how it feels the second round. Good. Come back into hands and knees. Knees back underneath the hips, wrists back underneath the shoulders. Draw the core in. Start to curl your toes. Shift that weight back. Feel that stretch. Then hover the knees. Breathe deep. Then push into your downward dog. Hips up, lengthening the legs, chest towards the thighs. See if you can gaze at your knees and pedal out those legs. Good. Now see if you can hop or walk the feet to meet the hands. So you begin to come into a forward fold. Sometimes our body meets in the middle, then we just got to walk it up to the front of the mat. Good. Once you get to the front of the mat, check in. Look down at the feet. Make sure they're parallel with each other and the mat. See if you can spread and lift the toes and then release the toes gently down. A little bend in the knee is okay. Give your shoulders a little shrug to release any tension, and maybe even a little yes and no with the neck, just to release, again, any tension. Good. Inhale. Gently draw your hands onto the legs. Draw the shoulders together. Lengthen the spine. Gaze down. You're in a flat back or a half lift. Then exhale, fold back into your legs. Just soften and release when you get here. Now bend your knees. As you do, sink the hips down and back. Then peel that chest off of your thighs. Allow your arms to come up to frame the ears. Soften the shoulders and draw the core in. Now take your arms, start to bring them down by your side, and then back behind you. Feel those shoulders coming together a little deeper. Good. Draw those hands back up, push through the feet, come up to stand, and then draw the hands around and into prayer. Shrug out the shoulders. We're doing some rotation, so just kind of notice how they're feeling. Good. All right, reach those arms back up and overhead, soften the shoulders, draw the core in, tilt the pelvic, come into a slight back bend. Then exhale, fold into your legs. Gently coming down, give the body a little release. Good, come up to a flat back, that half lift, drawing the shoulders together, lengthening through the spine, gazing down. And then fold back into those legs, just softening and releasing. Now coming back into chair, bend your knees, sink the hips down and back, chest peeling up, arms to frame. Draw the core in. Draw the arms down and back. Good, arms come back up, so does the body. Come up to stand as hands come around, and they find prayer. Shrug out the shoulders if you need to. Good. Reach those arms up and overhead. Relax the shoulders. Tilt the pelvic. Come into a slight back bend, drawing that core in. Good. And then fold into your legs. Maybe notice how different this third fold feels. All right, now start to walk your feet wide. As the feet come wide, keep your heels in, and then start to draw your toes out a little bit to 10 and 2. And then bend your knees so the hands can start to come flat down onto the mat. As you do, then start to sink your hips down and back. We call this your yoga squat. Once you come into where you feel comfortable, you can either draw the hands in by the feet to open up those hips a little deeper, or draw the arms or hands into prayer. Again, you can still use your arms to kind of help open those hips. Breathe deep. Notice how you feel. Good. Draw the hands down. Lift the hips slowly back up. And then heel toe. Draw your feet back underneath of your hips, parallel with each other and the mat. Shrug it out. Come up to your half lift, that flat back. Gently gazing down as you're lengthening through the crown of the head out through the tailbone. And then fold back into your legs. Come into chair, bending your knees, sinking the hips down and back, chest peeling up, arms to frame. Draw the core in, arms come down and back. Then they come up and the body comes up to stand. Hands around and into prayer. Good. Inhale, reach the arms back up. Soften shoulders, tuck the tailbone, draw the core in, slight back bend. And then fold back into your body, that forward fold. Good, shrug it out, then walk it wide. Heels stay in, toes go out. Bend the knees so hands find the mat. Slowly start to sink down. Use your hands maybe in by the feet to help open up the hips, or maybe you can draw the hands into prayer. Try to draw the shoulders away from the ears and breathe deep.
Good. Now see if you can take your left hand and draw it down to the floor if it's there already. Good. See if you can raise that right hand and draw it out to T. And see if maybe you can start to lift that arm up just a little bit. Maybe push a little bit deeper into that left arm towards that hip so it's not trying to close. Good. Then draw that arm gently down. One more on the other side. Draw the right hand as close as you can. Left arm out at T. Slowly lift the arm up. Feel it stretch. And gently draw it back down. Slowly lift the hips back up. Good. Walk the feet back underneath. It'll feel good to realign. Give those legs a little wiggle if you need, but just make sure you found your feet foundation. Good. Deep breath. Come up to a flat back. Shoulders together. Gazing down, lengthening. Fold back into those legs. Soften and release. All right, come into chair, bending knees, sinking hips down and back, chest peeling up, arms to frame, draw the core in. Good. Come up to stand, arms around and into prayer. Good, so just notice how that felt by switching up the arms. Draw the arms up and overhead, tilt the pelvic, slight back bend. Fold back into those legs. Good. All right, walk the feet wide. Heels in, toes out. Hands down so you can bend those knees. Good. Come into your squat. You can either quickly draw the hands together. Sometimes that's where you feel that good opening. Or keep the hands down. Don't feel rushed to do either or. Good. Draw the left hand down. Right arm out at T. Good. Then lift that arm up a little bit. Breathe. Draw the arm gently down. Opposite. Arm out at T. Slowly lift up. Breathe deep. Good. Draw the hand down. Lift the hips up. Walk those feet back underneath. Good. Wiggle them out. Just make sure that feet are parallel with each other and underneath the hips. Come up to your flat back, your half lift. Fold back into those legs. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Come up to chair, feeling the chest, arms up to frame. Arms down and then back. Good to notice how different maybe the shoulders feel after we've been moving. Good. Come back up as arms come around, the body stands up, and hands into prayer. Shrug out shoulders if you need to. Maybe give those legs a little wiggle. Good. All right, reach the arms up and overhead. Draw the core in, tuck the tailbone, slight back bend if it's there for you. And then fold into your legs. Shrug it out if you need, that feels good. All right, last movement through opening the hips, walk it wide, come into your squat. Draw the core in. If you want that quick little prayer, you can do so. But then draw the left hand down, right arm out at T, and then lift it on up towards the ceiling. Good. Breathe deep. Actively try to keep that right knee opening. One more deep breath. Then hand down and switch. Good. Keep that right hand in to help you stay balanced. Draw that left arm out, and then up. Breathe. Good. Slowly draw it back down. Good. Now, before we move, give yourself a little rock. Go a little bit to the left, and just go a little bit to the right.
a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Then come back to center, lift back up. Good. Walk those feet back underneath. Wiggle it out. Any little movements you need. Notice how you're feeling. Good. All right. We're going to work through the same kind of movement, but now we're closing the hips. So when you're ready, bend your knees, sink your hips down and back, chest peeling up, arms come up to frame. Draw the core in. Hands come into prayer. Draw the hands towards the chest. Good. Then reach the arms back up, come up to stand, and hands come into prayer. Good. So wiggle out those legs, give yourself a little movement. All right. Reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold into your legs. Any little movement you need. Come back into chair, bending your knees, sinking your hips down and back, chest peeling up, arms to frame, hands in prayer, prayer to chest. All right, so check down and look at the knees so they're in line with each other. Start to kind of wiggle a little bit forward and back, and then pause, or they're back at center. Start to rotate to your right side. See if your elbow can come onto that side, maybe even onto the outer edge. Sometimes it's just right on top, sometimes it's on the outside. Good, and come back to center. Arms come up. Come on up, all the way up to stand. Good, notice how those legs feel. Yep, we're gonna be burning. All right, reach those arms back up and overhead. Exhale, fold into your legs. Come back into chair. Hands in prayer. Draw the core in. Rotate to the left. Draw that elbow down. Good. Come back to center. This time, fold. Good. Just a little different release. So notice how different that feels to the body. Wiggle out those legs. Good. Come back into chair, bending knees, sinking hips down and back, chest peeling up, arms to frame, hands in prayer, prayer to chest. Rotate to the right, elbow to the right leg, left elbow to right leg. Now maybe if you want to go deeper, you can lengthen the arms. One down, one up. Good, then fold. Good, wiggle it out, release. Come back into chair. You all are going to hate chair after all this. Hands in prayer. Twist to the left. And if you want, lengthen. And then fold and release. Good. Wiggle it out, wiggle it out. Bet you all wish we were squatting still. All right, we only have one more on each side. So when you're ready, come into chair. Hands in prayer. Twist to the right. Stay here or lengthen. Breathe. Try to be here for 3 more breaths. You got it. You're stronger than your body. And then release. And wiggle it out. Good job. Kicking butt. Last movement, so when you're ready, if you need a little break, still that's okay. Come into chair, hands in prayer, twist to the left, draw the core in, and you can lengthen those arms if it's there for you. Try to be here for at least 3 deep breaths. And then fold when you're ready. Wiggle it out. All right, walk the feet wide. One last yoga squat. Bend the knees, sink the hips down. And just notice how different that feels. Sometimes it's a release. Sometimes it's like, ooh, I can feel it. Good, then come back up. Rock the feet back together. Wiggle it out. Bend those knees so the hands come down. Walk the feet back. Come into downward dog. Draw the knees down onto the mat. Walk the hands forward a little bit. Bend the elbows. Keep those elbows in and slowly come on down. Good. So head on the mat, forehead or chin. Draw the core in. Start to hover the hands, let them be by the chest. Hover them up, feel the shoulders come together. Lift the core and head gently up. Breathe deep. Exhale, release. Good, do it again. Inhale, gently lift. Breathe deep. Hover those hands. Exhale, fold. Good, last one. Gently come up, breathe. Good, release. Arms out at T, gaze to the right. Draw that right hand in by the chest. Keep gazing to the right though. Bend your right knee. Activate the foot. Then lift the foot up. Let it cross the body over to find that left side. Good. Let that foot come all the way down if you can. So if you need to draw the foot in closer, do so. Slowly rotate back onto the mat. Make any adjustments you need. Staying with the same side. Bend that right knee, lift the foot up, cross the body so it finds the left side. Breathe deep. One last movement. Gently roll back over. Make those adjustments you need, and then come into stillness. So allow that foot to find the left side. And if you're feeling good and comfortable here, this right hand can reach up. Draw the shoulders together a little bit. Breathe. This probably feels yummy after all those hip movements you're doing. One more deep breath. That right hand comes down. Slow rotation to draw the body back onto the mat. And then draw the arms out at T, gaze to the left, and then draw the left hand in. Elbow up. Bend that left knee, engage the foot. Lift the foot up. Let it cross the body so it finds the right side. Let that foot come all the way down. So again, if you need to come in closer, that's okay. Good, gently rotate back. Notice what's different on this side, if you need to make any adjustments. Keeping with the side, bend the left knee, lift the foot up, cross the body. Let that foot come to the right side. Good, gently rotate back onto the mat. Last time, so make those adjustments you need to get ready for stillness. Bend that left foot, lift the foot up, let it cross the body so it finds the right side. And make any little adjustments you need. Breathe deep. If you want to lift that left arm up towards the ceiling, allow yourself. Draw those shoulders together a little bit and breathe deep. One more deep breath, and that hand comes down. And you gently rotate back.
Head comes back to center and both hands come in. Lift yourself up to hands and knees. If you would like a quick child's pose, you can do wide leg or legs together. Feel free to allow yourself to just take a moment. And then when you're ready, gently come down and onto your back. You want to use a little bit of core. Lengthen the legs, arms out in front of you. Draw the core in and just slowly start to lower down. And sometimes you get to a point where you have to use the hands, and that's okay. Good. Reach the arms overhead just like we started. Full body stretch. Feel that body stretching from one end to the other. Good. Draw the arms down, toes up, tuck the chin. Do it again. Full body stretch, reach. Good, and relax. Arms down, toes up, tuck the chin. Last one. So again, you can always kind of get that little stretch you need left to right. And when it calls you out, just release. And then get set up for windshield wipes. So arms out at T, knees are bent, and feet are wide. Gently tuck the chin, gently draw the core in. Exhale, knees to the right, gaze to the left. If you want an extra stretch here, that bottom foot can come on to the top thigh. So it's that right foot would come on to that left thigh. Good, then draw the foot down, draw the knees back to center, head back to center. Realign, feet are out wide, and your core is gently engaged. Now knees to the left, gazing to the right. That bottom foot, again, can come onto that top thigh. Breathe deep. Then you release the foot first, then come back to center. And just flow through these movements, breathing deep and checking in, adding in what feels good as well, but also knowing what your body is saying, hey, maybe I don't need that. Good, one more movement side to side, never feel rushed. The next time you're over and onto your right side though, pause there. But don't pause your breathing. Let your breathing become deep in the most active part of your stillness. Good, come back to center. Make sure feet are wide, core is engaged. Then come over to the left side, come into that place of stillness. But let your breath, again, be the most active part, just breathing deep, feeling and checking in. Then inhale, come back to center. Good, walk the feet in closer. Draw the knees in towards the chest. You can wrap the arms around if you would like. Good. Now either arms can come out at T or the arms can stay around the knees, but just like we did at the beginning, go in a circular motion around the hips with the knees. Don't let that movement become too fast or rapid. Slow it down by deepening the breath. One more circle. And when the knees come in, pause and go in the opposite direction. Keep breathing deep and don't let it become too fast or too rapid. Good, and when the knees come in, slow the movement. You can wrap the arms back around if you wish. Maybe a little wrap side to side if that feels good, just to kind of notice how different it feels from going in the circles. Good. All right, finish up those movements. Now, start to draw the feet back down onto the mat. Draw the arms up and overhead. Interlace your fingers. Just like you did with the hips, begin to go in a circular motion with the arms. They're going to go around the body, down the belly, up and over the other side of the body, and then back overhead. So we've worked through the shoulders as well as those legs. So notice how they're feeling. One more circle. And when those hands come back up and overhead, slow the movement. You can switch the interlace to the hands if you would like, and then go in the opposite direction of your circle. Good, one more circle. When the arms come back up and overhead, pause. Flip the palms so they go away from the head. Give yourself a little stretch, and then draw the palms back towards the head and soften. Draw the arms out at T. If the legs are lengthened, draw them back in by bending the knees and draw the right knee in. Take your right ankle and draw it onto the left thigh. Good. Notice how that feels. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Now fully cross the leg. So the back of the knee goes over the left thigh. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Good. Slowly start to walk your left foot forward. Heel toe, heel toe, heel toe until the leg lengthens and the ankles cross. And then engage the feet. And then uncross the legs. And notice how it feels here. Breathe deep. Good. Gently bend the knees, drawing them back in, feet on the mat. Then left leg in. That ankle goes onto the right thigh. Kind of push the left thigh forward a little bit and just notice how it feels. Take a deep breath here. Slowly cross completely so the crease goes over the right thigh. And pause here. Breathe deep. Slowly heel toe, walk that right foot forward until the ankles cross. And then activate those feet, kind of pushing forward and breathe deep. And then uncross the leg and pause. Good. Bend those knees. So when you're ready, do this just a few times at your own pace. You'll draw one knee in, the ankle comes onto that leg, open the hip for a deep breath. And then you'll fully cross the leg for a deep breath. Lengthen the legs so the ankles cross for a deep breath. And then you'll uncross for a deep breath. Don't feel rushed through the movement. Good. Do that one more time on both sides. We won't be in stillness. We're just gonna kind of just continue to release and work through those legs. And once you've done both sides equally, just come into a full body stretch. And once you've done your full body stretch, if there's any last movements you want to explore before going into Shavasana, give yourself that time. It could be anything we've done today, in a previous class, anything you've done in a different class, or just something that you're craving, that you truly enjoy. Once you are ready for your Shavasana, know that there are multiple things you can do. You can do legs against the wall, which I've shown in previous videos and classes. You just find one hip against a flat wall, you kind of lift the legs up, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle until those legs are up as best it can be. Then if you want, you can also just lay down, maybe draw something underneath the knees. If you notice like something over the feet because it might be cold. Or maybe you even want something underneath of the head. So I want you to get comfortable, set up, and relaxed. If you have an eye pillow, feel free to bring the eye pillow over the eyes. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Now take an even deeper breath in, as though you're taking in so much air that there's no more that you can hold on to. And then exhale, just completely let it out. If you would like, do that maybe a few more times so you can really relax into your Shavasana. And just enjoy, digest, and I will call you out when it's time. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Don't open the eyes yet. Just begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And the ankles and the wrists. Your knees and elbows. Shoulders and the neck. If you're against the wall, you can bend the knees a little bit more to push yourself away and then roll over onto one side. If you're on the mat, just bend the knees. If there's anything underneath, just kind of push out of the way and roll to one side. Use your bottom arm just like a pillow to kind of help cradle the head. Take a deep breath here. And then bring yourself up to a seated posture. Keep the eyes closed for now. And let your palms face up in the lap. This is for the gift of receiving. I want you to send yourself some gratitude for this practice, for this time, for your effort, your ease. Just taking the time to connect and listen. But then I also want you to send some gratitude to everyone around you. And then draw your hands into prayer. From prayer, draw the thumbs to the chest and gently bow a little towards your hands. Come back to your intention, that word, that phrase you said at the very beginning of practice. Open your heart and let it out. And I want to thank you. Thank you for being just present, taking this time for yourself, but truly allowing me to guide you. That light in me sees that same beautiful divine light in you. We are one. Namaste. Namaste.